A child's world is filled with hope and expectation, joy and wonder. As parents, we want only the best for our sons and daughters' future, a future filled with endless opportunities.
When we visited initially and we walked to the door, we just felt that the energy of the school was amazing. And we walked in and immediately we could see small groups of children that looked and behaved just like David was. They were all very excited, upbeat, happy individuals.
And one of the things we found, and I've heard from many of the other parents the same thing, is that when a child enters a school, it's the very first time that they can be truly, truly honest and show what they know.
That enchanting bungalow turned out to be a lousy place to stay.
What they know about reading, what their skill sets are.
What else could you do with this? You could cover up. Excellent, thank you.
It was like a moment where we were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this place exists, where they really look at your child as an individual and teach them exactly the way that their brain picks up information.
From day one, Stephen actually loved it here.
Hyde Park Day School, a place where children feel safe and believe that anything is possible and everything is attainable.
At first, when kids come here, they're usually nervous, a little apprehensive. But once they get to know the other kids in their class and their teachers and see how this is a safe and fun environment to learn, they get to be themselves.
Oh, well, I got another similarity.
Yeah.
Okay, this book, the jacket,
But the best part is watching them with their confidence. You know, they walk in and some of them haven't had the best experiences at other schools. When they come in here, you can just see their confidence start to grow and, you know, the walls that they've built kind of start to crumble down and you see more and more of their personality. It's really neat.
And you'll see them smiling and you'll see them joking around, and you really get to know these children because they're able to open up.
That's what we always thought was very important for Stephen. I always used to tell my husband, I don't want teachers whispering behind Stephen saying, you know, this boy is dyslexic and he needs this type of help. I want Stephen to go up and say, I'm dyslexic, this is what I need.
Working together to find solutions that will help your child learn and grow to their fullest potential.
I think that what happens in a regular school as opposed to what happens here is that kids, when they're in a regular school, are on the academic defensive. So it's all about kind of trying to protect themselves as opposed to absorb what they could be learning. And I think that at Hyde Park, a kid's defenses are lowered, and then they can do what they're supposed to do, which is learn.
Carthage. Carthage is the city of the Carthaginian Empire.
Yes.
It's been amazing also watching them as they've been here for a few years, that they can identify their learning issues now and speak about them the same way they talk about, you know, that their hair is brown or they're, you know, they're 5 feet tall or whatever it is, just part of who they are, and they can deal with that. So I think it's helped their self-esteem tremendously.
I think it's critical for anyone to have positive self-esteem, and at that juncture in a person's life, it's critical for them to attain that in order to grow and go to the next level.
Becoming their own advocate, learning who they really are, and transitioning back into a mainstream school, all important goals. But what makes the Hyde Park Day School so unique?
I think the short answer is class size. My daughter was in a great school, but it was a school with one full-time teacher and 24 children. Now she's in an environment at the Hyde Park Day School where there are 10 children and 2 full-time teachers.
The Hyde Park Day School is different than a traditional school because in a traditional school, I think there's usually some support program for kids. They might have a learning center or pull a child out for an extra hour of reading. But mostly the child is in a class of 20 kids or more, and it's so easy to get lost.
Well, I think in a traditional school, there's so many kids in the class that you can't pay attention to what everyone is doing. Corresponding sides, right? Okay, and good, Casey. can move around and you can see what they're doing, seeing if they're actually doing it. If they're following it, if they're doing something wrong, you could catch them on it right away and redirect them.
Hyde Park Day School. We understand the need for individual one-on-one learning, providing the skills, technology, staff, and comprehensive learning methods proven over years of experience.
If you need help, Mr. Ted and I are walking around. The one-on-one attention that we're able to give here at Hyde Park is crucial because we're able to get to know the kids on such a deep and individual level.
The best thing about Hyde Park Day School is that the people that work here are really, really dedicated and they really know their stuff.
What's the first syllable in the word robot, Robert? Row.
Another wonderful thing about working here is that as a classroom teacher, I get to know children really well and I get to know their families to a certain extent as well and see the total child, and we understand what their individual needs are.
And what we found with this school was they really took the whole language component and they viewed it sort of scientifically.
Yeah, they are robot words, aren't they?
And they broke it down for him. So, the prefix, suffix, and he learned from the very beginning. I almost say that everybody should learn language that way.
The Hyde Park Day School has helped David in so many ways, but primarily it has given him the tools that he needs to be able to survive in a larger classroom, I feel.
Having proper tools in life is vital to the well-being, confidence, and educational development your child deserves. But what advice do others give those considering their child's education?
Well, the advice I'd give to the parent who's starting at Hyde Park Day School is that you can finally relax a little bit, that your child is in such great hands. You don't have to get a million outside services. Every service is here, and as the child needs those services, everyone is aware that they need it, and all those issues are addressed.
My advice to anybody who has a child with a similar learning disability as our son David would be to do your research, then come and visit the Hyde Park Day School and just see what a wonderful facility it is.
If your child needs the one-on-one help, if they're falling behind, if their school and teacher doesn't understand, we do. And we're there for you.
Providing a one-of-a-kind, innovative, and comprehensive educational model that successfully transitions your child back into public and private schools brings many rewards.
The most rewarding part about being here is at the end of the year seeing the growth and seeing the kids ready to transition.
And you can see it in the smile and in the skip, and it just makes our whole family, just delighted.
The thing my boys are going to walk away from when they leave Hyde Park Day School is their self-confidence.
There's just nothing like seeing kids begin to recognize that they can do it.
Being there, every step of the way, providing students with learning disabilities a superior education that will prepare them for tomorrow's challenges today. Hyde Park Day School is committed to making bright kids' futures brighter.